there. And you can move that down here. That's probably a good idea when you're UV mapping to scale everything right. Or if two sides are the same, try to make them look the same. But we'll work with this. Now we've got these front sides right here. Now the way we're probably going to do this, let's see. We're going to lasso select just the handle. Let's see, where'd that go? Probably not a good idea to put these as close as I put them, now that I think about it. Whatever works. We'll make it work for now. You know what, now that I think about it, since this right here is pretty much, let's see, how can I describe this? Since those faces right there are just the backs, we can just select this right here and move it down. Yeah. I'm going to do the same thing down here just so it lines up. Alright. Now that leaves us with these axe things. So what we're going to do, we're going to make a new gradient layer. We're going to move that behind everything, except for the background image, of course. And with this, you're actually, rather than trying to get everything with it inside of it, you're gonna less select everything outside of it, just so you make sure you're guaranteed to get everything. If you get something outside of the texture, it doesn't matter, it's not gonna show. Except for this. That is why you want to make, oh wait, never mind. Sorry about that. I forgot that this layer was behind it. If the gradients let's use radial gradients, good enough. I'm going to come back and completely redo, or we're going to do a lot better shading with the Blender texture paint. I'm going to add more detail to it so it doesn't look so flat. Whoa. Good. Again, when you do this, you're probably not going to want to have everything so close. It's a mistake I made. Not one you want to make. As you can see, it's making it a little bit hard to work with. But worry not. We're gonna come back and we're gonna come back and clean all this up in Blender. That looks horrible. Alright. Save that image. Export it. Now, since Blender 2.5 is so amazing, you can just go down where we left off and press this little reload button down here, and that just loads it. Now it looks a little stretched, but it's lined up alright. We're going to clean this up a little bit. This looks a little sloppy. So, we're already in texture paint, that's good. So let's add a little bit of shading. Actually, go into edit mode. And what we're going to do is, we don't want to paint, or we don't want the texture paint stuff. We don't want some things to show on other faces. I'll show you what I mean in a second. It's hard to explain. We only want to paint on some faces. If you go to texture paint, there's a little box down here. You can click that, and now see the paint doesn't even show on this middle part. See, that looks a little too dark. You can adjust the radius, strength, jitter. We're going to turn down the strength. We just want it to we don't want it to show too much. if you also make a mistake, you can come into here and fix that. Like up here, these faces right here, we probably should have mapped it to go along with the handle. So let's see what we can do about that. That's pretty sloppy, but yeah. Now down here, let's also work on this. Let's go into edit mode. This is where it's probably a good thing that we partitioned all that off. Alright. We've got a model. Looks a little sloppy, but either way, got a nice looking model. Down here and up here it looks a little bit bland. So here's how we're going to do that. Or here's what we're going to do. We're going to create a new material, image or movie, and we're going to use, I'm going to give you this texture in the description, but we're going to, let's see. Want it to look kind of, well, this will work. Deselect this right here. And what we can do with this now is we can use this as a brush and texture paint. Text draw. Now if you look closely, you can see that stone texture. So let's add that stone texture in here, make it look a little less bland, a little more detailed. Let's do that on the axe blade.